Some people called me foolish woman. I think it took a smart woman to live with a man and to live in that situation.
What is up, family? It's about that time that I mentioned a St. Louis favorite, or better known as Tina Turner. As we get started, people, please make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you're a fan of Tina Turner's.
She is the queen of rock and roll whose story has St. Louis written all over it. Tina Turner moved to the city when she was 16 years old. Then years later, her breakout moment on A Fool in Love sparked her career. Well, since then, St. Louis has celebrated the star. That includes a physical star on the St. Louis Walk of Fame.
So I went to search for her star, and you can find it here in St. Louis's Delmar Loop, which is full of iconic stars from the area. I have been fascinated with entertainers from St. Louis, and I have to admit that Tina Turner is one of the best. I decided to take a trip to visit her mural, which is dedicated in her honor. So I found it on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard in St. Louis on the north side. The mural is a collage of images which spans her career. I'll admit that it's pretty amazing in person. Standing next to it makes you feel small in comparison.
Tina's not here today, but if she was, she would really appreciate this because St. Louis is simply the best.
Tina Turner, known around the world for her larger-than-life stage presence, now has a two-story mural to match. It sits in the Ville, Turner's first home in St. Louis, where she graduated from Sumner High School in 1958.
So of course I'm familiar with Sumner High School. I've had friends and family graduate from here. I used to roam this neighborhood back in the day and watch my friends play basketball right up the street. It's been a while since I've been through these parts, and I see they still have their police helicopter patrolling. I can't help but feel like I'm being followed. I grew up right here on Martin Luther King and Kings Highway, and as I roll through the hood, I still see there's a lot of action going on.
The beautiful art display features parts of her life before she became a Grammy Award-winning star, like Club Imperial. Robbie Montgomery, Turner's friend and former bandmate, looking up and recognizing the special venue where Turner would perform.
I remember the days, I see they got the Club Imperial up there. That was one of the few clubs that hired black acts back in those days.
Club Imperial was located on West Florissant Avenue in St. Louis. This is the same club that was open in the 90s and hosted parties during that time. Club Imperial was one of the first clubs to accept black entertainers like Tina and Ike Turner. Doing some research, I was looking back at some of the old flyers and paintings of how the atmosphere was back in the day, and it seemed pretty fascinating. I even found an old newspaper clip of Ike and Tina Turner at Club Imperial talking about some of their performances. Speaking of Ike, here's an old black and white featuring Ike and his band.
People are being talked about is our boy Ike Turner and his band. You know, we have a fan club for him, and we have these cards. If you'd like to join the Ike Turner fan club, just card right directly to the club at 6324 West Florissant, that good fellow. We'll be glad to acknowledge you so fine.
So Ike had control of Tina for years, and her leaving him took time because of the abuse that she suffered under his hands, or rather at things he held in his hands. Ike knew as a guitar player he didn't want to damage his hands, so he wouldn't hit Tina with his fist, he would find something to hit her with. This drove Tina to depression, and let's hear what she says in her own words about it. Even though Ike helped her transform from Little Ann to Tina Turner, there were rumors of a last physical altercation between the two. This led to Tina's escape.
Dallas played a pivotal role in the life of the late music legend Tina Turner. During a summer tour in 1976, she made the decision to leave her abusive marriage. She left one downtown hotel as her husband Ike was sleeping, and she ran away to a nearby hotel. That hotel is now known as the Lorenzo, and inside is a unique tribute to her and her phenomenal journey.
So this is the room. This was the hotel that she ended up in, and the room.
Where Tina Turner escaped her abusive husband Ike and faithfully found the door to superstardom.
And ran from the Statler Hotel in downtown Dallas to the Ramada, and it changed her life.
July 3rd, 1976,
Turner crossed a busy Interstate 30 and randomly stumbled into what was then the Ramada Inn. She was in hiding here for 3 days.
She only had 36 cents to her name and a mobile gas card. But when she walked in, the manager said, "Yes, I recognize you, Miss Turner." And she's beaten, battered, bruised, and all that. And so it was her escape.
I'm Tina Turner. My husband and I just had a fight. I'm supposed to open at the academy tonight. I have 36 cents and a mobile card. But if you would give me a room, I swear I will pay you back.
No, that won't be necessary. Now, Miss Turner, I'd be honored, really.
On September 1st, 1984, Tina achieved her first and only #1 hit on the Billboard, What's Love Got to Do With It. Her follow-up singles, Better Be Good to Me and Private Dancer, turned out to be top 10 hits. Because of these songs, she won 3 Grammys at the 27th Annual Grammy Awards, including the Grammy of the Year for What's Love Got to Do With It.
Until 1983, Turner was considered a nostalgia act, performing mostly at hotel ballrooms and clubs in the United States. She was finally given a second chance and signed with Capitol Records in 1983. In November 1983, she released her cover of Al Green's Let's Stay Together, which was produced by BEF. The record became a hit, reaching several European charts, including #6 in the UK. Following the single's surprise success, Capitol Records green-lighted a studio album. Turner had 2 weeks to record her Private Dancer album, which was released in May 1984. It became an outstanding commercial success, peaking at #3 on the Billboard 200 and #2 in the United Kingdom. Private Dancer was certified 5 times platinum in the United States and sold 100 million copies worldwide, becoming her most successful album. Also in May 1984, Capitol issued the album's second single, What's Love Got to Do With It? Although undoubtedly her most successful single, Tina never wanted to sing the song and admitted many times she didn't enjoy it.
There's one thing about Tina Turner is that she could span any age range. So everybody loved her music. White people loved her, black people loved her, which meant that she was selling out concerts all over the world. So from France, black women singing rock music doesn't really make sense. But the point or the beauty of it was is that she hooked up with the right producers. She knew where to make the music. You know, she recorded a lot of her music.
Why I felt so comfortable leaving America was because everyone treated me not as a black person. They treated me just as a star.
If you or anyone you know has suffered from depression or physical abuse, here's some hotlines that you can call for help.